You'll find more than 11,000 alphabet tiles in our Alphabet Tiles CD, and this is compatible for both our PC and Mac users. You'll need Adobe Reader to open the content of the CD, but it's been included on the CD if you don't already have it on your computer. The advantage to having these tiles on the CD like this is that you can print off as many as you want. You'll find tiles that are perfect for 12 by 12 pages, 8 by 8 pages, cards and other projects. And we've got some unique instructions for you, some tips that will help you printing on specialty papers and resizing your tiles to fit any project. So we'll go ahead and take a look in a moment here at some of the options you'll find on the CD and also some of the ways you can use it. Let's go ahead and get inside the CD now. Go ahead and pop it into your computer. And it'll take just a minute here for our computer to open that up. Ours is going to open straight into the startup window. If you've got another system on your computer, or if you're a Mac user, you may need to click on a window that says Start Here. It may open with a couple different options for you. Just go ahead and click on the Start Here and you will find yourself in this startup window. We've got a bunch of different books in here for you, some Alphabet Tiles books, some of our Busy Scrappers solution books, our 8 by 8 papers books, and all of those have just the alphabet tiles in them. So when you're ready to open a book, go ahead and click on the image of that book. And it's going to open in Adobe Reader. Now you'll want to make sure that it is opening in Adobe Reader. You'll be able to view it in several other programs and in your browser. But if you don't open in Adobe Reader, you might run into some trouble printing later on. So just double check to make sure it's opening in the right program. And let's go ahead and zoom out so you can see the full page there. You'll find in your book some instructions, some example pages that will give you some project ideas and tips, and then lots of alphabet tiles. Let's go ahead and scroll through a couple of those here. And when you're ready to close out of your book, you can just go back to that startup window. So let's go ahead and move back to our table now. I've printed off a bunch of different pages for you to take a look at some of the possibilities you'll find on the CD. Let's dive into some of these pages. First off, you'll find that there are 3 8.5 by 11 books of different alphabet tiles. Here are some pages from those books now. You'll find some smaller mini tags like that first sheet that we saw. Here are some tags that are a little bit larger. You'll find different colors. You'll notice lots of different styles of text. Some are whimsical, some are more vintage look, some have got a fancier feel to them. So you'll find tiles to fit really any project you're working on. Let's move in now to some of our 8 by 8 books. We've got 12 of those 8 by 8 books in this collection, and we'll take a look at some of the pages from those books now. In each of those 8 by 8 books, you're going to find 1 page of ideas and then 1 to 2 pages of alphabet tiles. You'll notice lots of different styles here, lots of different color themes. If you've got those 8 by 8 books of papers, you'll be able to use these tiles with those papers. If not, you've got lots of color schemes here to coordinate with any of the papers you've got on hand. We've also got 13 Busy Scrapper books on the CD, and in each of those books, they are 12 by 12 books, you'll notice I printed them off here on 8.5 by 11 paper, and I've shrunk them down to fit that size. I will show you later how to print them a little larger if you want the full effect of the larger tiles. So with each of those Busy Scrapper books, you'll find another page of ideas, and then 4 pages of alphabet tiles that coordinate with the different papers in the Busy Scrapper collection. So again, if you've got those papers, this is a perfect way to use more tiles than are given to you in that collection. If not, you'll certainly find plenty of opportunities to match these tiles with any of the papers that you have at home. You'll find holiday themes in here, themes for little kids, themes for adults. There's something perfect for just about everyone. Lots of different shapes. You'll notice we've got some little tag shapes here. You've seen circles. There's some different sizes going on. Here's a heritage theme. Some fun and funky shapes. Sports letters. This is from our wedding collection. Little girls and little boys. So again, you've got those 13 busy scrappers, the 12 8x8 books, and the 3 8.5 by 11 books. So lots to choose from. And stick with us, we'll take a look at printing in just a second. Go back to our startup screen and we're ready to take a look at printing. Once you're here, you can select the book that you want to print from. Let's start with this first Alphabet Tiles book. And again, you're going to find yourself inside that book. Go ahead and select a page that you'd like to print. So browse through. We're going to go ahead and print this page. And luckily with these 8.5 by 11 books, since they're already the proper size for your printer, you don't need to worry about resizing them. Go ahead and click on the print icon. You'll have your print window pop up. In the page range section, go ahead and select current page. That's going to give you this page printed only. If you wanted to print several pages, you could select a page range over here. You might want to go ahead and select shrink to printable area. That's just going to make sure that you have the print margins around the outsides here so that we don't accidentally clip off any of the edges of our letters. And then go ahead and make sure the auto rotate and center is clicked, and you can go ahead and hit OK. Now let's go ahead and we'll shift back to our table and take a look at some printed pages from the 8.5 by 11 book. All right, so here's that page we printed off, and I just want to show you quickly how that compares to the page from the book itself. And let's go ahead and open up. You'll see that we've got tiles exactly the same size as they appear in the book. So we just went ahead and printed that full sheet off. And I also want to show you some other printing ideas. We could print onto some specialty papers from that same book. Here's a set of tiles printed onto vellum. It's got a kind of blue sheen. Let me pull in some white background paper here for you so you can really see that. That would be an exquisite way to add a delicate touch to your project. I've also printed on to some colored cardstock. You could print onto a light background pattern if you wanted. It's really striking, those colors, especially the black tiles on top of a colored paper. So those are just some ideas to inspire you. And now we'll take a look at the slightly more complicated way of printing the 12 by 12 pages. All right, we're back to our startup menu here on our screen. And let me assure you this is really not as complicated as it sounds to print our 12 by 12 pages. So we're gonna go ahead and first off, take a look up here at the top of your screen. You'll see a click here to learn about printing 12 by 12 pages icon. If you click on that, which we'll do now, you'll find a full set of instructions on how to go through this process. It's been wonderfully illustrated for you, and that will just take you through all the steps you need in order to print a section of a 12 by 12 page. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you through that now. Let's go ahead and close out this window, and we'll select one of our 12 by 12 books. They are our Busy Scrappers solution books here. Let's go ahead and take the Vintage Papers book. Once that's opened, I can go ahead and scroll down to the page of tiles I want. Let's go ahead and stick with this page here. Now, if I print right now, I can go ahead and print the same way that we did before, and I'll end up with this full sheet of tiles on a single page, and they will be shrunk down to fit our 8.5 by 11 paper. If I don't want to do that, I have the option of zooming in. So if we go to our top icon here, we're going to zoom to 100%. And once we've reached 100%, we can kind of fiddle around with where we want to be on the page. So if I want some numbers, I can go ahead and scroll down to the bottom. And if that's about what I want, let's say I want to focus on getting some of those numbers on my paper, then this is the part I would choose to print. You can go up here to your print icon. So you've zoomed in, you've centered over the region you want to print. And now, instead of clicking current page in print range, you're going to click on current view. And that's going to give you exactly what we see in our print window. Now, you also want to come down to page scaling. And instead of shrinking, we're going to go ahead and click none. We don't need to adjust the paper at all. We want it to print exactly at 100%. You can go ahead and leave it on auto rotate and center, and then you can go ahead and click OK. That's going to print a page that we've zoomed in on. Now you've got one more option here, and that would be if you come up here to Tools, you've got a Select tool. You want to go ahead and make sure that that's highlighted. You can come in and select a specific letter that you want to print. Now go ahead and edit, copy that, and we'll go ahead and go into a Word document. So I'm going to open Word down here at the bottom. Once we're in our Word document, I can edit and paste that tile, and I'll get that tile pasted into my Word document. Now the fun thing is that I can resize that. I can make it smaller if I want to make it smaller. I can make it larger if I want to make it larger. And I can go ahead and really pick the size of tile I need to perfectly fit the project I'm working with. So let's go ahead and move down to the printed sheets on our table now, and we'll take a look at how that has turned out. After selecting the page of tiles you want to print, you may also find it helpful to print off the page of project ideas, especially if you want to work with a specific project on that page. You'll see the letters that we printed off have been used in several projects here. Now here's that first page we printed off. It's been scaled down to fit the 8.5 by 11 paper. I'm going to go ahead and bring in our Busy Scrappers Solution Vintage Papers book here. And I've marked our page for us. So here are those alphabet tiles as they appear in the book. Here's the scaled down version. So you can see if you were working with an 8 by 8 page or a card, this size might be perfect. Now we did look at zooming in on some of those letters, and I want to show you that now. Here they are, the ones we printed, and you can see they really are at 100% the same size as the tiles in the book. So that method works perfectly to get exactly the same product that you would find in the book. And the third option that we explored was looking at blowing up some of those letters and selecting only the letters we wanted to print. This will save you some printer ink and also some paper. Here we've spelled out a name. We've made those tiles a little larger than the ones that you would find in the book. So again, you can really choose which printing method is going to best serve the project that you're working on. And you have lots of options, whether resizing or using specialty papers to customize